Good evening, YouTube. HeirofCarthage here, and I will be your narrator for the end times with Archaon the Everchosen. And I've got bad news, folks. During the turn-in, the Polisher was wounded. Thank goodness he's immortal, and we can't actually lose him. But yes, we lost the Polisher to some Bretonnian damsel.
I don't care for this order.
I don't care for your crap. Knock it off, okay? Knock it off. Alright, Besornling. Can you destroy this princess? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Vengeance is done. Alright, I do need to get Besornling back into the stack with Sigvald, which I will do, but we're going to keep moving towards Blackstone. And then I've got Patchy the Eversalt headed this way too. We're going to have to be careful what we engage with Patchy. His army is not going to be super strong, but, you know, small settlement, as long as it's not heavily garrisoned, like this one, we should be able to handle it. It does have walls, which is a bit irritating, but we should be able to handle it. We got Crushed Skull. We'll move up here, see what we find while we're on the way. Only 2 settlements for the High Elves left. Hey, and what am I even getting at? We got to get things started here with the comments from the last video, and there were some good ones. Some that I want to run through. I dug a little deeper into the comments this time, not just the ones with the highest upvotes. Not that those don't matter. I obviously read those first. But here's the one that I want to throw out there first. So Darko Man, he wrote and put some condolences to Jingo Django, who I mentioned in the last episode. And he said that he unfortunately lost a mini schnauzer that was very close to him recently. His name was Elvis, and he wanted me to name a unit after him. So we need to name a unit in memory of Elvis, the mini schnauzer. So I was thinking we should put him in Patchy's army, and we could go ahead and let's see. Well, I got Crushed Skull. Actually, we need a single unit entity. I wonder if we have any single unit entities. Oh yeah, we do. We have a. In Vardek's army, we haven't named this exalted hero here yet. So this will be Elvis. And he said, Elvis the Blind Swordsman. Swordsman. So there you go. We will help remember Elvis. Sorry for your loss, man. Thank you for commenting, though. And it is great to have you here. So appreciate you leaving the comment for me. Now, multiple people wanted to see me go fight the Dark Elves. Don't get me wrong, there would be some fun in this, and who knows, it may happen. I can't say never. The number of armies they have here would create an interesting challenge. However, you all have seen how difficult it is for me to keep the enemy from resettling behind my back. I would have to make about 3 or 4 new armies, which we could probably do, and make enough money still from all the looting. And, I mean, we would just be in a never-ending grind against the AI. It would be an enormous grind. When you see how many armies that they have out here. Would it be fun for the first couple battles? I think yes. After that, I think not so much. So at this point, I do not want to fight the Dark Elves. I do appreciate those who want me to. Will it happen? It might. I've played these big campaigns where the 2 big factions get to the end and then just declare war on you, so it might. Never say never. It would be somewhat poetic if Archaon used the Sword of Cain against them. I do say that. Right, now Hard Rock and Amigo suggested that we name some of the Gorbeast chariots in Felman's army. I think that's a good idea. I don't think they have any names here yet. He said we should name them let's see, Pest Mincer. Let's throw that in there. Pest Mincer. And then he was thinking that we should name the aspiring champions the Vermin Breaker. That's a good one. I like that. And that we should name Felman Ingerson's Manticores Wrath and Ruin, but they're already named Romulus and Remus. We could name the Hell Cannons that. I think that would be pretty appropriate. There's Wrath, and here is Ruin. So, good suggestions from Hard Rock Amigo. Thank you. Now, Nathan Naum says, where's my YouTube? What the crap's going on? Well, I just said it when I read your comment, didn't I? Another one here we got from Grand Coom. He says, hello, Mr. HeirofCarthage. I just stumbled on your channel. Instantly become a fan. Your friendly demeanor and commitment to providing a great Total War experience to watch is truly admirable. This is the first time I've seen a good playthrough of Archaon on YouTube, and I'll be watching the rest of the series for sure. You rock, sir. Well, Graham, thank you very much. Those are very kind words. I don't feel like I'm deserving of all that, but if you enjoy it, then that's what makes this worthwhile. You and all the others. I mean, this video has only been up for a day by the time I'm recording this, maybe a little longer than that before this gets released because I have to edit, and you all have already put 870 likes on it, which is big. Thank you. If you do like it, make sure and hit that like button. It helps other people like Graham find the video because YouTube's algorithms will pick it up. The more engagement that you get onto it, like all these comments as well. At this point, 110 comments after a day. It's a lot, folks, so thank you. I definitely appreciate it. And Graham, thank you. I hope you enjoy the rest of the series. And finally, don't think you folks are getting away without a story from our very own Terhilius. He's not my father. With those words, Malachus left the throne room, his blackguard quickly making for their lord. After slamming the tall, heavy doors behind them, only Morathi and Patchy remained in the room. Go talk to him, said the Witch Queen. Me? Asked Patchy in shock. Don't worry. If he tries something, I'll just give that armored butt of his a spanking, said Morathi. I can't not laugh over that. With the closest thing to an encouraging smile she could muster. Just remember, he never met his father, so he's of course a little scared. With those words in his mind, Patchy, Sorcerer of Chaos, left the palace to find Malekith near one of the burnt fields of conquered Ulthuan. Slowly, the champion of chaos moved to the king's side and sat next to him. After a few minutes of silence, he finally spoke. You know, I never had a father either. At least not that I remember, said Patchy. I've been a lonely Austrian peasant in the middle of a snowy field, a samurai lord, battling against hordes of foes. I've died again and again, yet never have I felt what it's like to have a husband or a father. Or to be a husband or a father, my man. I'm adding comedy here without meaning to. Malekith stared back at him. And you think this little speech of yours will change that? Patchy pulled a head out of his backpack. We could always play catch. So when Morathi walked out, that was what she saw. Her son laughing for the first time in centuries as he catched and threw back the bloodied head of a prince of the High Elves to his also smiling new father. Watching with amusement, she almost did not see the head diving towards her and the top of her spiked spear staff. With a sickening crunch, the head was stuck there, almost making the queen jump in shock. Your turn, mother, shouted Malekith. A full grin appeared on the witch's face. Okay, boys, here we go. Aw, the happy family. Look at that. Patchy completed the family. See, they should just be letting Terhilius write Warhammer lore. It'd be better off. Sorry for some of my misreading, but I actually think it adds some comedy to it. And thank you again, Terhilius, you wonderful soul. Alright folks, it's time to continue the campaign. On the last episode, I skipped some turns because I don't want you all to see a whole bunch of repeat. That same thought process will be in place. I don't want you all to just get hit by a whole bunch of repeat. So I will be doing my best to try and save you from having to see the same things over and over and over again. I'm going to check these ruins as we go through here to make sure none of this has been resettled. Someone did say that the Chaos Gates can sometimes leave after a few turns, but I am quite worried that the rats just came through here and resettled. These guys have been surviving the entire campaign in a most annoying fashion, so I wouldn't put it past them. And we're going to double check every little stinking hidey hole that they can crawl into. Right over here, we're a little bit short of Brionne, and I think I showed you all what I was doing here earlier. Successful assassination of one of the Bretonnian agents. That's always a good thing. Let's see, put Besornling there. And as for Archaon, I tell you what I'd like to do with him. I'm not going to stick around and like destroy all the lizards, but I think we should destroy Hexoatl, just so we can siege one of those major settlements on the map. Everybody hates the lizard men right now anyway. I don't have any particular grudge against them, but I am going to go take them out with the Sword of Cain that they gave to me. And then after that, I'm open to suggestions. The Vampire Coast looks like they might need a fair butt kicking. Yeah, Hexoatl's at war with all of them. And the Tomb Kings might be strong down here too. I really don't know. I could see whether I have any info in diplomacy, but I'm not sure that we have much info. They only have 4 settlements, the Exiles and the Heck. We can't see the other ones. So it's possible that the other Tomb King factions are strong, and it's time for me to end the turn. Alright, our units have been assaulted in Bretonnia. Nothing that I'm particularly worried about, to be honest. Let's move the Sornling back this way, and let's move Sigvald's troops in position to reinforce Vardek. Yeah, Vardek has a pretty sizable bunch of Bretonnians holed up here. Honestly, though, this is going to be an easy fight. That's the only reason I moved Sigvald up, is so I could auto-resolve it. Those peasants could put up a fight here if they hoped. I just didn't want to have to fight another one of these manually. Ooh, we pick up a Trickster's Helm. That's a pretty nice piece of hardware, to be honest. Vardek's army is down to only 18. I think we have all the infantry. We have the cavalry. I'm trying to remember what else we're missing in this army. I think we had a giant. And like I said, I don't think we're missing any infantry. Do y'all know what else it was in this army? I honestly can't remember right now. We need to fix it, though.
Who are these grotesqueries?
Anyway, Prince Sigvald's army is missing Besornling, so that's where one of these characters is at.
Never stop.
Get him in there in the next turn. So that puts Sigvald. Jorhuld got injured, so that makes it 19. So I think we're only missing one unit in Sigvald's army, which we've got the Everwardens. Got the Mirror Guard. I think we're missing a unit of Chosen. If I had to take a guess here. I think we're missing the unit of Chosen. So let's grab that unit. Because I think I had a Chaos Warrior with great weapons that got killed, and they were very close to having the Chevron level, so I'm going to go ahead and count that. They died in battle. And we'll get a unit of Chosen, I guess, for their sacrifice to Khorne, or whatever. I don't know, I'm just making stuff up at that point. Let's go ahead and finish Rally. Then Ingerson is going through a little bit of attrition right now. Let's see, there's a bridge over here. That's not a bridge. I don't think there's a bridge hardly anywhere around here. I'm gonna go ahead and push through. We'll take a bit more attrition, but I'll heal it up before we hit Essen. Essen doesn't appear to have any significant garrison, so I'm not particularly worried about it. I'm gonna take this agent back north so we can check all these settlements, and then Sigvald can start checking in on the old haunts of the Skaven. Look at this, they did get behind me. Unreal. Useless Skaven scum. I'll bet they got Strahov, Zoyshank, all these over here, so we're going to have to go hit all those, and I'm going to get this agent on his way. Beckhoffen should be good, and so should Zvastra, because I can see the portals there. I can see the portals over here, even at Volksgrad, but I'm thinking Hell Pit, Fort Strahov, and Zoyshank, possibly even Tower of Crack, and I mean, honestly, these could be up here, but they were recently held by vampires, so I'm going to guess that they could actually just be empty there to the north. I don't have any other intel on that at the moment. Easy auto-resolve here from Patchy, the Eversalt. His army is not one of the ones that is missing any units. Ooh, we got a Mark of Tzeentch. We have a second Mark of Tzeentch we can put on there? I don't think we can. Yeah, we can, actually. Zealot just gives us extra Chaos Corruption. Let's put that extra Mark of Tzeentch there, and then next time we get into combat, we'll assign it. I'm sure we have an appropriate unit for it. And then Patchy can go ahead and get Purple Sun, expanding his capabilities. I'd like to have him be an actual powerful sorcerer. He's really not at the moment, but slowly getting there. Not a particularly powerful character on the battlefield, but I guess that kind of represents his peasant roots. And as for Archaon, we're gonna take the Sword of Cain, and we're gonna move against Hexoatl. I don't want anybody stealing my thunder here from me, so I'm gonna move up and try and put my dibs on Hexoatl here. Hopefully the Clan Pestilence doesn't move in, because they very well could. I'd like to siege out that big city, just for the sake of having an interesting battle against the Lizardmen that I have not had so far in this campaign. Blackstone Post down, Fellman and Kolek done with their work. Really just have upgrades. Terhilius the Chronicler here. He is going to get... Let's do the extra magic reserves. Folks, it's happened. The end of the mighty High Elves. We have destroyed Lothern. Well, I guess the Dark Elves kind of finished the job for us, but they're tools anyway. And we are using them for whatever it is that we please. So that checks 2 factions off, leaving only Bretonia, who is weak anyway because they're peasants, and the dwarves, I don't know their strength. They've made some push against the vampires, while undoubtedly fighting the greenskins. I would be honestly shocked if the greenskins weren't at war with the dwarves. Their strength rank is 5, so they're actually stronger than the dwarves here, and they hold 16 settlements. This is interesting. Obviously they're very hostile towards me, and they should be. They're actually not at war with the greenskins, which is probably why they're resurgent. They're at war with the Toon Kings, the Doom Kingdoms, Cult of Pleasure, Blessed Dread. Oh, they are at war with the greenskins. I didn't catch that a minute ago. My bad. I don't know how the dwarves could not be at war with the greenskins. No, that's kind of a mouthful, isn't it? All right, so Felman, let's move forward, broski, and hit a camp so we can replenish these losses. And I'm trying to think what, if anything, is missing from his army. I think a troll is what we're missing from his army. So let's recruit that troll if it's available to us. Looks like it is not at the moment. I would really like to have that troll back. We can get it if I want to be patient. Let's build a couple of those buildings while we're stopped.
Ready.
Go ahead and take the level up. Now, Zavastra's obviously no longer held by the rats. Actually, I'm not sure I want to put a bunch of stuff on this guy, equipment, because he's not in an actual army yet. But we'll take the extra research rate and the chaos corruption. That coffin does not need to be searched, neither does Kislev, in my opinion. So let's just move up here towards Zorshank. Let's check Fort Strayhoff. Oh my goodness. Skaven were actually there in pretty sizable forces. Not forces enough to actually be a threat to me, but I cannot believe how resilient these Skaven are. I have beaten them and beaten them and beaten them into a pulp multiple times, and they just sit there and take it. Over and over and over again, they take it. It's kind of unreal. Alright, so Kolek's army is in good shape. Definitely want to take the fight to the dwarves at this point. Let's finish the specialist tree. Alright, Archaon is in a position to take out Hexoatl. And that we will do. They have a pretty significant garrison. I don't believe it's any match for our force, but enough to make this a fun fight. And probably our only fight against the Lizardmen, and our first chance to use the Sword of Cain against our enemies. Well, just about everybody besides Reptile King should be pretty excited right now, as Archaon is coming up to the gates of the Lizardmen city. Hexoatl here. So, not even a custom map. A little disappointed that we don't have a custom map for this. I say that as someone who's never created a custom map, so I should be disappointed in me. I guess I just love the custom maps so much that I've become spoiled and hope to see them on every single one when I know there's probably a ton of work that goes into it. Anyway, I've got my troops assaulting the walls. We didn't create any siege equipment. The towers here are quite serious. It's like solar engines, and our men are getting absolutely blasted. Now, lucky for me, the best thing they got on top of these walls is Temple Guard, and Temple Guard ain't gonna cut the mustard against this Chaos army. So a lot of skink cohorts up there too. And while these guys are wily and cute, they're not gonna be good enough to slow down Chaos either. They're poison javelins, while lots of fun, not gonna do much to the Sons of the Last Plague, who obviously shrug off poison because they inflict it themselves, I guess. Now, I know they don't actually ignore poison, but you know what I mean. So yeah, troops at the walls. Woo, that was loud. Look at those fort walls, man. They're giving us a wrecking. Oh, speaking of wrecking, I've been trying to catch these Pterodon riders back here, and look what they did to poor Appius. Appius the vampire layer. These Pterodon riders are looking to make a fool out of him. He's getting shot by an ancient Stegodon down here as well. So the skinks are kind of having their way with Appius and annoyingly just staying just out of range for me to run them down. So the Pterodon riders have ended up being a fairly big waste of time for me. I've got ladders on the walls, and I've got troops coming up. Over here I got some warriors with great weapons who are going to absolutely slaughter this temple guard. This will not be a fair fight, despite having been hit repeatedly by those towers. See all my troops coming onto the walls here. Archaon wielding his Sword of Cain rather than the Slayer of Kings. And he does have a couple of angry dinosaurs waiting just beyond the gate. A feral Carnosaur, who normally has no problem dicing up his foes, is about to get in an all-he-can-eat buffet. But it's not food. It's going to be a pain and suffering as Archaon's men rip through the gates. And you don't want to see the Sons of the Last Plague and Archaon with the Sword of Cain. They give him a brutal countercharge, and this is a heavyweight fight. These dinos are in over their head here, and they will be in pretty bad shape. Ancient Stegodon. Look how quickly it's melting to the troops out here. I need you all to see something here. Look at these stats on Archaon. 1111 weapon damage. Yeah, guess how much of that's armor piercing. Let me get it over here and get it for you. Check it out. 902 armor piercing damage. Appius and Sextus are still playing with the Pterodon riders out there. That fight has not been kind to them, and it's left them rather useless. That's okay, Archaon's gonna steal the show with the sword. Wave after wave of lizards come after these chosen. You can see the pile of dead lizards beneath them. And not a lot of chosen laying on the ground here. I'm honestly not even sure I've seen one yet. So my chosen are just absolutely hacking their way through these temple guard. Look at this. My guys are just barely taking any damage in return. Making a joke out of a pretty strong unit, to be honest. The feral Carnosaur is falling apart. The Stegodon is down. I'm trying to pull my units through, but they keep getting caught on those dinosaurs. So it's a nice way to have clogged up the gates, at least for now. I got more chosen over here taking on Temple Guard and Skinks. These chosens won't hack through the Temple Guard quite as quickly, but they will get the job done. Pretty awesome fight. I've got some extra troops here, like Reavers of the Night Faith and the others that have to come through, but I was busy trying to get my troops through the gate. This dang Carnosaur. Carne Asadasaur. Then they had to stuff another Stegodon down here. Bye-bye, Steggy. Carnosaur is in bad shape. So it's down 2. The gates have finally been cleared out. We're going to get our troops through. Over here I've started to cut down some Croxagores. Now check it out. All this while I was like, you know what? I'm going to go attack some Skinks. I'm going to give Appius a soft target. What I couldn't tell was when that looked like Skinks, it was actually just a whole bunch of Temple Guard. So poor Appius is just getting thrown into every bad situation I can put him in. And Archaon has come through with his sword. There's really nothing good to use it on here, so I decided to use it on these Croxagores. It won't really do anything. It's meant for infantry. And those Pterodon riders who avoided Appius and Sextus like they were the plague, now just dive bomb into knights. I guess they just really didn't want to fight the 2 Romans. And in a most shameful manner, Appius is about to get taken down by all these Temple Guard. Whoops. He does get away. I think mostly because he's immortal. Anyway, the Lizardmen put up a decent fight. I'm proud of them. It makes me sad that they don't have multiple armies here to fight me with, because this would have been pretty fun. Wow, I really managed to disgrace Appius in that battle. It's pretty pathetic. I was landing on some skink skirmishers, and apparently just ended up surrounded by Temple Guards, so the Lizards really had a hit out on Appius. Nothing else in my army significantly damaged, but Those Pterodon riders and temple guards were not going to let him get away from that fight without a bit of a beating, but the vampire lair is immortal. Their efforts are in vain. They can't touch him, and I take home massive loot off of their city, while picking up an armor of fortune too. I'll take it. Very, very nice. So yes, we've destroyed Hexoatl. I really don't have any further business with the lizards. I'll leave them to their fate, but I had not had a battle with the lizards and wanted to take advantage of it while I was here. All we have left is Indomitable and Deadly Blade at this point. Go with Eye of the Gods, which would give him more... We do attack a lot. Missile resistance, never bad either, so let's keep doing these. Manticores are going to inevitably be taking a lot of missile fire. Castle Carcassonne will be a bit stronger. Hexoatl should be next on our list for destruction. We're going to have a few turns before we get the Polisher back. And I am not very happy about... that. Vardek doesn't have probably a lot of different structures to recruit in his army. Let's do on this. What are we missing? I think Vardek's army had a giant as well. And possibly one more chosen with great weapon. That's the only other thing I can imagine that was really fitting into this army. Or the Hell Cannon. We might have had... Yeah, we had the Regiment of Renown Hell Cannon. That's what it was. So we'll put the Hell Cannon back in there. That is a 4-turn wait. And then the Giant is not going to be as easy to get to, but doable. We'd have to have a level 5, which we do. We just don't have enough growth. I need 7 growth. If I stick in an encampment at this turn end, we'll have the growth, and we can re-recruit his Giant, and I suggest we do that. So I'm going to move forward, enter an encampment, take Sigvald, because we're only waiting on the Polisher to come back for Sigvald. Let's move up, enter an encampment with him. Bordalo appears to have been resettled. In our absence, let's take Patchy the Eversalt back that way. There is indeed Sir John the Devoted back there. He won't be devoted to much, except for being dead here quite soon. And I believe Felman is in the process of building, yep. And then Kolek has destroyed his quarry. Finished Dark Standards. There's really not a whole lot of technology even left at this point. We've done almost all of it. So let's just finish it all. I'll start with the longer ones. Gotta get through it. Let's get back down here into overview level. Appius gets a skill up for all that he had to endure at my hands during that, so good for him. I'm gonna put back to sea, and we've got some sailing to do, folks. I will be looking at your suggestions on where Archaon goes next. Obviously, I told you Lizards wasn't one of the options. I'm going to start sailing this way. I will look at your suggestions, and we will determine what Archaon needs to do next. We can add an objective to the campaign, as long as it's not insane, but otherwise, Bretonnia and Dwarves are left, and we had said earlier that we want Kolek to help stomp the Dawi, because they live in the mountains, and that is his realm. And I feel like that is probably appropriate. Ooh, looks like the Dark Elves are about to land on the shores of the old world. We've cleared out a nice landing zone for them. Let's put this Mark of Zinch on Rack's Monstrous Kin. I think that would be a great place for it, honestly. And we're going to raise that, take the growth, Scepter of Stability. Castle Baston is ripe for destruction. I'm going to send in Sigvald here. Karak Ziflin would probably easily fall to just him. And we can now build what I want to with Vardek Krum. Here's the Giant's camp. Sure enough, more Skaven. They settled every last one of these places that I thought they did. These Skaven are good at nothing else. It is settling in every imaginable hole they can find. And I mean every imaginable hole. I'm gonna go check out Hell Pit and kind of keep an eye on the rest of this stuff. Keep an eye out for Skaven armies on the move. We need to upgrade Kolek. I'm gonna continue with Blade Shield. Melee defense will just make him that much more invulnerable. Our allies have grown stronger in Norska, leaving the vampires in shambles, which is good. My only hope is that somehow the Skaven didn't get up here and... Are they at war with von Karstein? I hope not. If so, then Clan Mulder may be spread deeper than we thought. They have 5 settlements.
Master of Seers.
Holy crap. How do they still have 5 settlements? I think Hell Pit is one of them. Volksgrad would not be, so it's probably Hell Pit, Tower of Crack. Yeah, that's 2, and then 3, 4, 5. I'll bet it's those. I bet the Skaven got up into Norska somehow, like just took off on a settling spree. So we're gonna have to hunt them down, which is unfortunate because it's just wasting time on getting to the dwarves. Ah, no, this is one of their settlements down here that Ingerson's got eyes on. We were missing a troll from Ingerson's army, but let's go ahead and destroy Essen, and then we'll worry about our troll. I want the Skaven rid of settlements as quickly as we can, so that takes them down to 4 settlements. Yeah, it takes them down to 4, so I'm thinking Hell Pit 1, 2 for sure. I'm not exactly certain where the others are. It's got to be up here in Norska. Golly, those Skaven are a wily little bunch. They just keep getting away. That's okay, because the dwarves will be a focus, but we've kind of got Bretonia focused, and it looks like they're getting hit. Hit by some faction. Looks like it's spreading chaos. I don't know, though. It could be a different faction. Maybe the vampires or someone has rolled in from the south. Wood Elves? They're not at war with the Wood Elves, are they? Arguelon owns some of this down here. That's interesting. We haven't fought any Wood Elves yet. It may happen. It may happen. How is Sigvald only level 25 at this point? He's leveling up rather slow. Let's go to Rally so we can get some of these higher ones opened up, and then Besornling. This guy's turning into quite the beast there. Felman. Let's make his, we've got Legion of Doom. I'm trying to remember what else is in his army, so lots of Chosen, but we've also got Gore Beast and Monsters as well. Let's see if any of the rest of those are... So this is Chariots and Manticores. He has both of those in his army. Physical resistance for Trolls would actually be really big. Let's do that, and then we'll probably do Speed and Malice as well, because we've got 60 skill points, so we can really spread them out. It's not going to be a problem. Coco Pox is continuing his road to greatness here. Let's give him Soul Blight. The Polisher is back and ready for duty. Sigvald's underwear aren't going to stay clean by themselves. Look at that, the Dark Elves just moving right in at Bordalo. Crone Hellebron making herself at home. It looks like she's got a couple of our admirals coming along as well. Alright, Vardek Krum, let's take him, move most of his distance, get him back into an encamp stance, and then let's recruit some units. Still got 2 turns before we can get him back that Hell Cannon, but we can pick up his Chaos Giant, and after the end of those 2 turns, he'll be reunited with his precious Hell Cannon. It looks like Elvis here has picked up a skill as well. Let's continue with Hard to Hit. I like having all that melee defense. It's going to have to catch up next turn. It's going to leave Sigvald ready to wreck Montfort, which is going to have pretty significantly weakened defenses. That auto-resolve takes away a lot more than it should be. Picked up a Dawnstone. And Sigvald, yet another skill. Let's give him Legion of Doom. Should make any of my guys above rank 7 that fit that bill more powerful, which we always welcome.
Yes, my ruinous powers!
What did Felman lose here? What did we decide that he lose? Oh, he lost his troll, which we're going to re-recruit. Let's head north. There's a whole bunch of vampiric corruption here now because there's too many vampires sticking around, and I will destroy them when and as I see fit.
Are you
Tower of Crack is down, so now I want to see how many settlements the Skaven have. Where's Clan Molder? 3 settlements. I think one of them is Hell Pit, for sure. So I'm going to force march that direction and try and be close by in case any armies are trying to move in and out of it. So we'll see if we can get Hell Pit sieged. I mean, these don't look like they've been resettled, but it's worth a shot.
My prayers are answered.
Nah, just some puzzle here, whatever. Puzzle succeeded. Sweet. Melee attack when attacking at sea. Wow, I just picked something and it worked. I said what with it's like some kind of lizard symbol, and so I picked it. Let's see, that leaves us over here. Archaon, who is busy sailing. We could stop at that Skull Island for a bit of a battle. That might be fun. If you get battles at those. It may only be for the Vampirate factions. I'm not 100% certain. Let's start moving this way with Patchy. Get ready to sack Castle Baston. Sigvald's army was blocked by that darn damsel.
Are you a god?
I am not, sir. Alright. We've been here before. It's looking familiar. But many Bretonnian settlements have fallen more than once. Vardek is trying to finish his work there. Let's go ahead and do some more building for him. Sigvald is kind of stuck in position for this turn as it is. Might as well just go into an encampment and get the Polisher back with his lord. Sigvald can't be going around with potentially dirty clothes. That is not acceptable. And the Kentucky Friar here, he is looking a lot better at this point. Okay. Got all those armies settled. Felman is just marching north, waiting to finish the recruitment of his trolls. And Kolek is ready to strike Hell Pit once again. Wow! The rats aren't there. Where are they? Where are they hiding? Clan Molder still has 3 settlements.
I choose words carefully, thing, or I'll zap you good.
They will not become a vassal. It's so frustrating, even having beaten the living stuffing out of these rats.
What?
Volskrad?
I will for gifts.
Nope. Besornling's camp, actually. It's probably Besornling's camp is one of them. I'll go out and search it and see. Yeah, we'll go search it and see. No, we went and cleaned up Zoishank. They cleaned up the Tower of Crack. 1, 2, 3, maybe? There? That could be the Skaven, potentially. I get a feeling that one of them's out here at Besornling's camp, maybe. Could they have resettled Fort Yakova? No. Oh, Karak Ungor. And yeah, this could be it up here. They may have moved down here into Dwarf lands. So let's head and check those out with Felman. Plus it puts us in a position to fight the dwarves when the time comes. Alright, with Archaon here, I don't remember if it's just Vampirates who get the battles on the Skull Reefs. Only a miserly horde. You'll face a foe in battle. Yes, let's... Pirate Coves. Yes, let's raid the Cove and see what we get. Ha! We get to crush some Vampirate losers. They got a whole bunch of depth guard. But I somehow doubt this will save them. Lana Brown, a pirate who failed in life, now an undeath, leading a rather raucous band of fairly elite pirate troops here, guarding a Skull Island treasure. Well, and I'm thinking it's a she. Little did she know, I'm gonna say she. Lana? Man, well, it looks like, I don't know. Let's just not assign a gender. So Lana's here, and trying to guard the treasure. See here that they've got their mortars here. We'll see how that helps him. Here comes Archaon. Look how scared he is. None. Those hand cannons, though, remember what happened to Appius in the last battle? Yikes, I already did it again. Oops, I did it again. Did I just reference Britney Spears? In any case, I've got Archaon in here. Of course, he is afraid of nothing and really can't be harmed by any creature, mortal or immortal. I'm going to roll my knights in on this flank and start assaulting the vampires. They're going to send in their giant rotting leviathan. Little good it will do them. And despite the fact that Archaon's about to be surrounded by polearms, he is really in absolutely no danger. He is pretty much immortal at this point. The Swords of Chaos and the Knights with Lances are ripping into this flank of Deck Guard, who will not like fighting that. And then the Sword of Cain finds its first victims. They were already dead, but I guess it still counts as kills, right? Wow, that is a brutal vortex. Picked up 100 and some odd kills for Archaon, who is in here just absolutely owning this blob. Despite the invocation of the heck and everything that the vampires can. Look, this is a deckhand, polearm, all these units in here, and Archaon's just wrecking them. He only had 128 kills whenever he was fighting against the, or whenever he used the Sword of Cain ability. And he's just in here absolutely laying waste to these zombies. Foe Seeker, Deadly Onslaught, Occam's Mind Razor. Yes, please. 1,393 weapon damage. I think we shall. Look at this. 1,100 armor piercing damage. Rip. Can't get enough of it. So my Chosen have started mopping up the blobs of infantry, but I really just kind of wanted to see some Archaon action there, because it was some pretty good action. See my Chosen coming in here. I've got some Knights rolling in too to silence this mortar, and then Lana is going to be charged down by the Knights of Chaos. Archaon spitting a fireball in the unisex direction of Lana. Alright, there we go. Lana's getting knocked everywhere. Not gonna last long. I like how Archaon like just whipped that fireball in there. Very timely. Appius, not dead. The Vampire Lair, probably looking for girlfriends, honestly, while he's on the battlefield. But he's so cut up from fighting the lizards that I don't know how he'll be feeling. Anyway, Lana Brown. Once a pirate, then a vampirate. Once again a corpse. Look at the aftermath of that battle, people. Kolek was fighting basically headlong into a bunch of polearms for a significant portion of that fight, and still manages to pick up 203 kills and almost no damage. He is the Ever-Chosen. If there's anybody who has watched any Archaon campaign on YouTube, I would like to see whether they've ever noticed anybody who's gotten Archaon any more powerful than that. Now, maybe you've done it off of YouTube, and if you have, tell me what you did. That'd be curious to hear. So Archaon's going to pick up some loot, and then 20,000 favor and a power stone. Woo! Man, we got some loot off of that. Got some serious loot, and that was fun. So we have not gotten to fight any more of that. We have so much stuff here still for Archaon. He could be even more missile resistant. Let's do that. I mean, the guy is basically invulnerable. Have you seen the weapon damage on him? 879 armor piercing. Yee! Get ready to feel the pain when Archaon's around. Anyway, I'm going to continue sailing him this way. Like I said, going to be looking for you all to give me feedback on what he does next. And it should be exciting. Did they seriously just resettle Montfort right in front of me? Come on, Bretonia. Get smart. Sigvald doesn't even sound like he means anymore. It's just like, attack! He's just tired, ready to go home and get his beauty rest. You know exactly what Sigvald's thinking. Oh, the Polisher. Just has a glittering robe left here. So, the Herald of Archaon, we can get his Hell Cannon. And then Patchy. No more worries about Bretonnia behind us, I don't think. So we just need to move forward towards Paravon. And I kind of think I'm going to take Varduk north towards the remainder of Bretonnia to our north so that they can't just continue to replenish in that direction while I go all at once. That way I've got a good focus on them. And let's head into the hills with Felman and see what we run onto. And then as for Kolek, I don't know if we can reach Besornling's camp on this turn. We cannot. So I don't really know where to go with Kolek. I mean, I'm eventually going to have to roll back this direction anyway. I just hope that the Skaven haven't come back out and started resettling some of this. Hell Pit was empty. So it doesn't look like it is, but it is. Anyway, I do believe that's going to be all for this campaign. Not a ton of battles on this one. But I didn't want to snore bore you all with battles that you knew how they were going to end anyway. Help me think of what you want to do with Archaon. He's got the Sword of Cain. His army is insane. Everything in his army is rank 9. Rank 9, every unit. So let's think up a cool battle for him. And no, we're not going to go up here and fight 10,000 waves of Dark Elves. So other than that, help me think up something fun to do with him. He's got that Sword of Cain and all the other stuff. It'll be a ton of fun. Hope you all enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure and go hit that like button. It helps other people find the content, just like the person that I mentioned at the first, who may have found us for that very reason. So let's not forget to do that if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, please get in the comments and tell me what I can do better. I do read those, and I appreciate the feedback. HeirofCarthage, signing out for now. I will see you all soon.